now 6:30. I'm now going to call the meeting of the New Orleans Municipal Yacht Harbor Management Corporation to order the meeting for 6:30. Attendance, Ms. Washington, please.
Keisha Turkey.
Present.
Chris Hammond.
Present.
Lydia Boucher.
Present.
Mark Heck.
Present.
Roger Watkins.
Present.
Ryan Banks.
Present.
Wendy Washington, here.
Okay, thank you. The quorum of officers present, and now declare the meeting open for whatever business may come before it. We have an actual agenda. The action items are: consider resolution to grant signatory authority to the MYHMC Executive Director. This is the first action item. And the second action item is consider a motion to enter a professional services contract up to $15,000 with Wagner involved. Create a scope of work for Western Park Pond aeration. That is stabilization, other work deemed immediate need. Okay. And also to review the 2025 financial SAUP audit, financial report, director's report, setting up the Rules and Standards Committee, any meetings, unfinished business, Economic Redevelopment Committee, quality of life. I now need a motion to approve the action agenda for tonight's meeting, please. So, motion. Moved by Mark Heck,
I second.
second by Ms. Wendy Washington. All in favor? We have the agenda approved for tonight. Everyone's had the opportunity to read the minutes for April 14. Any questions on the minutes, or does anybody have any corrections to the minutes for April 14? At this time, I'll accept the motion to approve the minutes for April 14, please. So moved. Moved by Mr. Watkins. Second. Second by Mr. Ryan Banks. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Seeing none, motion carries. At this point, we will please review we'll go to the action items. If you would, Ms. Washington, review the action item for approval of resolution of the municipal yacht harbor. Corporate resolution.
Yes. Whereas the New Orleans Municipal Yacht Harbor Management Corporation is determined to grant signing and authority to certain persons described hereunder. Resolved that the Board of Directors is hereby authorized and approved to authorize and empower the following individual to make, execute, endorse, and deliver in the name of and on behalf of the corporation, but shall not be limited to any and all written instruments, agreements, documents, execution of deeds, powers of attorney, transfers, assignments, contracts, obligations, certificates, and other instruments of whatever nature entered into by this corporation. Brian Whitehead as the Executive Director.
Okay. We hear, I guess, any comments on this actual resolution? Thank you. Motion to approve this resolution, please. Moved by Mr. Banks. Second by Mr. Lee. Sorry, I heard it in the corner.
Who seconded?
Ms. Lydia.
Okay.
At this time, before we take a vote on this, open the floor for public comment on this. Anyone?
Charles, is that for this one?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Does this eliminate board review of anything like, does it give the chair of the board the ability to do things that would normally have been the board would vote on?
We had an actual, we brought a similar motion before the board maybe about 4 or 5 months ago. We did talk about it, and we were specific that everything that's done by Brian will first be run by the executive officer. Although he has the authority to sign, everything in the city will be run through your executive officers before anything's done. So we did agree with that. Yes.
My hearing's a little, was that singular officers or plural officers?
Executive officers, 3.
3, okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So when we have decisions like that are made, we actually speak with Brian and we'll make sure we're on one accord. So he's not gonna go out there and just start signing everything and then we're stuck here trying to explain it. That's not how we work. We actually communicate. So it will be through your 3 executive officers before those things are done.
Sure, but in this one, Does it,
No matter what it might be.
okay,
This
so
one-
this is,
one
but this is
before-
about you,
Yes.
not Brian,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And on your case, does this expand your powers more?
No,
No, okay, that was my question.
we'd have to do a lot more than just this resolution.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions? Is all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing motion carries. Second action item is consider a motion to enter into a financial agreement, professional services contract, up to $15,000 with Wagner and Ball to actually deal with the pond. Brian, would you tell us a little bit about that, please?
Sure. After meeting with capital projects, we found the best way to move forward with that project because it's such an unknown scope of what needs to be done fully is to enter an agreement with a landscape architect, an engineering firm to look at the aeration, pond, bank stabilization, and the bridge needs additional work, needs engineering review and other work. So this contract, they will create one scope of scopes to do renovations on the pond. Once we get that scope of work, we can go out to bid and pick whoever's the lowest bidder or gives us the best product.
Were they able to identify the damage from the nutrient and things like that?
We just did a quick walkthrough and said, yes, they said that yes, they can develop a scope, but they'll get a survey, do some more, study and design work, and create scope of work for that.
With that, I accept the motion for the approval of up to $15,000 to hire Wagner and Ball to actually develop the scope of work for repair of the pond. So, it's been moved by Mark Heck, second by Roger Watkins. At this, I'll open the floor for public comment at this point.
Stan?
Thank you. Stanton Murray, representing Friends of West End. Friends of West End is, agrees with the proposal, and we think that the pond is a low-hanging fruit. It certainly gets overwhelmed with algae growth and other things at certain times of year. Out there at least daily, and no more fish in the pond, and we're encouraging people from the other places that are fishing to put the bass into the pond because there's nothing left there because it's just dead water. And so we're very excited about this, and we think this is going to be certainly this year is the biggest thing that will help the park rebirth. So thank you.
Any other comments?
None?
This time, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? And motion carried. Okay, our next item, Brian, if you will review the financial SAP audit, please.
So our audit was completed at the end of the month, last month. Wayne's not here, but thank Wayne for doing an excellent job as always, very thorough. So quickly from the audit, the auditors, in our opinion, the financial statements refer to present fairly in all material respects the financial position of the Yacht Harbor as of December 31st, 2025, and the change in the financial position and cash flows thereof for the year, and in accordance with accounting principles generally accepted in the United States of America. So they found all the record keeping for the financials good. A summary of their report, which is in the report, is the auditor's report expresses an unmodified opinion on the financial statements, which means they found them all correct. There is no material weaknesses or significant deficiencies were noted. No instances of non-compliance material to the financial statements were noted. So in essence, they indicated everything was really good. So we're very happy with that. And the statewide agreed upon procedures report discusses just how our internal controls and other things are done. And they basically said that they performed all those procedures and no exceptions, other than a couple of things that found didn't apply, or they were happy with how we were doing them, even if they weren't exactly how everyone does them, which is primarily because we're such a small office. Sometimes division of duties is challenging, but they were happy with the review that we had in place. So, yeah, fully good audit, no management letter, no issues. So we're happy and thankful for Wayne for doing such a good job throughout the year.
Next time, make sure we remember the next meeting to thank Wayne for all his hard work, because without him, we couldn't get a lot of this done. Okay, at this point, we're going to move forward with our financial report. Mr. Watkins, please.
Financial report for May 2026. As of May 31st, 2026, the Michigan Geographic Corporation has total assets of $17,978,700, with current assets of $4.656 million, with bulk of which in the form of cash, $4.593 million in two accounts, one at JP Morgan Chase and the other at Atlantic. Net fixed assets total $1.179 million, and other assets include leases receivable of $12.126 million, and deferred outflow pension resources of $11,500. On the liability side, the corporation has total liabilities of $12,735,200, of which $486,100 are current liabilities, consisting mainly of accounts payable, and accrued exclusive of $64,300. Under revenues of $207,500, accrued annual sick leave of $186,900. Long-term liabilities consist of debt pension liability of $762,600 and $11,486,500 for deferred inflow of long-term leases. That leaves Yellow Corporation with total equity of $5,242,500, of which $4,743,500 is in unrestricted net assets. For the month of May, Yellow Corporation had total revenues of $209,500, with total expenses of $167,000, which results in a net profit of $60,517. Your slip occupancy is 95%.
At this time, we'll open up for the director's report, please, Brian.
Director's report right now, hurricane preparations. I have scheduled by tree service, who does all the work for the city, to do just a walkthrough tree inspection, get any recommendations. I did see the Entergy had a contractor come and do their power line work, so they've already done that. So we're going to just go behind them and see if there's anything else that needs to be done. And right now we're also performing pocket inspections to complete any maintenance items, like tightening any of the things that hold it together. That's it for hurricane prep. West End development, there's no change from the last meeting. We're still trying to finalize the CDA. Once that's done, the RFQ will be released. 2 public meetings will be held after the RFQ, one in Jefferson Parish, one in Orleans Parish, just like last time before the RFP is released. West End development expenses, the May 2020 invoice, most recent was $10,014, brings the total expenses this year to $64,589.
All right, we need potential dates. We have 3 committees that are currently meeting. I believe we have the Economic Redevelopment Committee, we have the Quality of Life, and we have the Rules and Standards Committee. What are the actual proposed dates for the next meeting, so we can announce that?
I think budget committee is next month.
I'm sorry, what, Brian?
I have to look at the date. Yeah, rules and standards is no planned meetings, but they come up as needed. Next month, the July 14th Finance Committee meeting. We'll review and approve our budget for 2027. And then August 11th is the Quality of Life and Safety. And there's no other plan.
With that being said, unfinished business. Unfinished business.
I have filled in a card to speak on the director's report.
Director's report, please.
I think early in this year, I brought out that the expenses for 2025 to West End were $140,000, and it hasn't been corrected yet, so it's still showing as $14,000 here, and month after month it's been at $14,000, but I think in January or so I brought out that it was actually $140,000 for the West End development expenses.
So wait, back up. Last month, can you repeat the exact report from
The current report shows expenses for 2025 at $14,054. I believe that in either January or February, I pointed out that the expenses were actually $140,000. There's a decimal error in that report.
Okay.
And I just wanted to bring that out again so that it might be corrected for the longevity of the report.
Right, you got it. Okay. Thank you. Move to unfinished business at this point. I'm gonna open the floor again a second time, unfinished business.
Mrs. Gerlach?
That's public comment time.
Unfinished business, sir. It will be, this is the last item on our agenda, so if we go beyond, we're gonna close the meeting. So this will be your opportunities.
Hi, I'm Frank Skerlock. Been here, been an owner since 2010. And we're got a clock counting now, 2 minutes, my 2 minutes. We know what we've done. I own the property 4816 Breakwater Drive. I've asked the harbor master all the way back from Mr. Casey and to Brian and to whatever to help enforce bylaws for a dwelling that was reviewed by the architectural board. It was ultimately approved. Once it met muster here, it goes to the city and to be built. Well, that actually took place in 2017. We're keeping score, this is 2026, right over 9 years. The issue is somebody allowed a building to be built that was not permanent. Case in point, you look through your window, that big white box over there is not a blueprint that I'm aware of, that Ryan, the architecture committee, whoever has says you can build that. Quite frankly, the letter, in order to get the permit that y'all approved on, said only an open deck, DECK, for observation. The owner took it upon himself to build it. It totaled my boathouse. I've been putting up with it since 2020 and before. I've written you, Mr. Hammond, I've written you, Mr. Heck. I've certainly communicated with Mr. Whitehead. We don't have to agree on anything, but at least I think I deserve some respect as a tenant, current tenant, so I just give up and die, or do I actually think that I have to abide by rules, because if I don't do something right, I get a letter. I ask a simple question. Has anybody walked through that property and tried to identify and come up with a plan anywhere that it's approved and should be permitted? Thank you. And the resolution is litigation or fix it?
You did not, you actually stated whatever you received, your case, it was, you didn't ask the board to do anything.
I did ask a question, has anybody been through the property and can you identify?
No, I will say that people in this board, we don't just walk through the property or anything like that. So it would have to be obviously run members of our staff. I could just answer that off the whim because you asked that question. I don't have an answer to your question, sir.
Should I expect an answer?
Well, I'm going to answer it right now. To my knowledge, no one has walked through the property within the last month or so, no, sir.
No, the offending property that's under construction for 9 years. It's kind of, I think it's extraordinary if something's under construction for an extended period of time, not only through this board, but the city. We're at 9 years. A second ago, when this gentleman was speaking, Brian actually said, we need to have a walkthrough. That seems pretty obvious. I'm just asking the same courtesy, nothing different. Well, I think, I'm just curious why there's been no enforcement of any rules.
Because, you know, why there's been no enforcement of any rules, I disagree with you. I mean, and
Can you
I
tell me
can't
what
speak
has been
for
enforced?
Mrs. Sherrill, I'm sorry. There's been litigation, so there's very little that I can say right now with litigation that had been in the past. So I can't answer your questions
the litigation is closed, and it was never once said that what was done was not incorrect.
But I'm not gonna speak further on the matter because there was litigation.
Okay, so it's just gonna hang in limbo forever?
I mean, it's not in limbo, I think the case is very good and it is where it is at this point.
No, it doesn't meet the muster of this board. Somebody has approved it, and at some point in time, I would expect that if you approve something, you have to enforce it and inspect it.
We depend on our professionals to advise us, and at this point, the matter is closed at this point. The litigation is over with, that's where we are right now.
We can waste a lot more time and money, that's why I'm saying.
Any other unfinished business?
That is all.
With this, I'll accept a motion for adjournment. Mr. Van White and Mr. Watkins. Meeting adjourned.